In 2011, when I was Vito Lopez's when I just became Vito Lopez's chief of staff, I was subjected to months of sexual harassment. Everything from quid pro quo, trying to require me to have a romantic relationship with him, trying to require me to share an apartment with him, to share hotel rooms with him, trying to require me to wear revealing clothing to work, actually make changes to my physical appearance, asking me to flirt with legislators or even funders so that we could get donations for his policy priorities. And every single time I resisted, I was met with some degree of retaliation. This was everything from being taken off projects to lost wages and firing me. I reported all of this to the Assembly, both to HR and in the Speaker's office in accordance with the Assembly's policy. And not only did the Assembly not investigate my claims, I also alerted them to his behavior of sexual harassment and abuse and even assault of another employee of 6 other employees, both current and former. The Assembly didn't investigate any of those claims either, and my colleague Rita and I ended up settling with the state. We were presented with a take it or leave it situation to sign an NDA. That meant that this
non-disclosure.
This non-disclosure agreement, we couldn't tell anyone. I, couldn't be on a panel telling anyone, but also I couldn't even tell my mother. The only person that I could legally talk to was an accountant or a therapist, which as soon as I had to resign as a condition of the NDA settlement, I lost my health insurance and could not afford.
Are you in jeopardy right now speaking to us?
Technically, yes. I'm still currently under an NDA by the New York State Assembly.
And why aren't you fearful?
This is too important. This has been going on for too long. Sexual harassment abuse, the process of investigation and reporting, whether or not you settle, all happens behind closed doors. In order to actually have meaningful change and meaningful legislation, this has to come out into the public. This is what Me Too is about, is bringing these shameful lived experiences out to public forums like this one.
There's another aspect of this that's not a legal aspect, but more of the media aspect of it. And you felt that your role in this so-called sex scandal, which was how the media was portraying it, was somehow equivalent to that of the predator. That must have been sickening to feel that way. And then you saw lawmakers out of whatever political cowardness, political expedience, line up behind Sheldon Silver, who was also enabling the predator.
That's absolutely right. Whenever Rita and I signed the NDA, it essentially held everything that Vito did from the public view. This meant that he was able to hire 2 additional women and was actually sexually harassing them before he even settled. There was no investigation, so he was able to continually sexually harass them, assaulted one of them. And then when this came to light, the Assembly attorneys actually called our attorneys to remind us to stay quiet and our obligation under the NDA, and then lied to the press, implying that both Rita and I asked for the NDA and that we asked for them to not investigate. This prompted Jay Cope to investigate, and also prompted the district attorney, Special District Attorney Donovan, to investigate. And through that process, Jay Cope and Donovan found that Vito had sexually harassed 8 women, but also found that Sheldon Silver's office not only, it's not like they just failed policy. They intentionally covered it up. The AG's office told them to investigate, and they didn't investigate. So when the Speaker's office, when all of this came forward and the entire Democratic conference, with all of the facts out in the public, rallied behind him, that creates a culture where it signals to victims that you're not just taking down the individual harasser, you're taking down their entire power network,
Their institution.
their entire institution.